Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, so welcome to my analytic number theory. So today, let's talking about some common average of the arithmetic function. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the divisor. Sorry, the number of divisor function basically is the n1. Okay, and also sigma n is a d, and also yeah. So also let's say going to be a sigma k. Okay. Okay, so in this video, I'm trying to find the average of basically the large approximation for this one and this one. And okay, and I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. Okay, and the reference you can follow by introduction of analytic number theory from Apostle. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so the first one is theorem that is if you calculate the divisor function and up to x, and you get the x log x plus 2c minus 1 x plus O of square root of x, where c is the Euler constant. Or basically, some people like to write c to gamma. So this is the Euler-Mascheroni constant. This is gamma defined to be summation 1 over I from 1 to infinity minus log I. Okay, so sorry, okay, so this is bad notation. I should write the limit n goes to infinity 1 over I from 1 to n minus log n. Okay, so this is what you're gonna to prove. Yeah, so maybe let's so the idea is very simple. So the key step, there's only one key steps. The only key step is that you just need to think that every time if you want to sum over this, and you can make it as a sum over qd less or equal to x. Or this is very simple, right? Just write n equals to qd, and then you can separate this, and you can separate this in terms of d less or equal to x, and q less or equal to x divided by d. Okay, so only these steps are non-trivial. This one is simple, right? Because qd less or equal to x, and so x is d less or equal to x, and then for each d, your q is less or equal to x divided by d. Okay, so fact. Okay, so now one can write this as x divided by d, so it's 1. Okay, so you can sum over this, then you get this, so it's x divided by d plus O of 1. Okay. The idea, right? So this is just, yeah. Okay, so you can take it to be x summation 1 over d less or equal to x plus O of x. Okay, so for this term, this is famous, this common results, right? So your summation 1 over d less or equal to x is approximately log x, and then plus this over 1 over x plus this gamma. Okay, so you get x log x plus O of x, right? Because this is O of 1, so that we can neglect it, and plus some gamma x, and then you can forget about gamma, right? So the simple relationship will be d to n less equal to d of x. D of n is approximate x log x. Okay, and you can neglect this, right? Because I can absorb it all of x. Okay, so the denominator is this. Okay, so this is like the simple, this is like the simplest approximation. But in order to prove this, you need to do more you need to get more trick. Let's see. Okay, I think maybe I don't want maybe I don't prove this. I just need to I mean you can just follow the apostle. Because the proof is basically okay, so maybe that's right. So basically the idea is that you need to first try to prove this inequality. Try to prove this equality like this. Okay, so this t is the largest integer that's equal to t. Okay, so the largest integer that's equal to t. And once you get this, so this you need to prove this by using your geometry. It's not difficult. So you can write this term as a 2d that's equal to square root of x, and then this is just x divided. So remember that t, right, can be written as t plus O1. Okay. So this term can be written as this plus O1, and then this is square root of x plus O1. And then you just do the integral, right? So d that's equal to x square root of x, and then you can do the change it by using the integration. So you get 2x. Okay, so 1 over d that's equal to square root of x, and minus 2 d that's equal to square root of x d plus O of square root of x. Okay, so these combine these two terms. Right, because this is O2, this is a square root of x, so let's write this. Okay, now this is 2x log square root of x plus c plus O of 1 over square root of x plus 2 x divided by d, x divided by 2 by O of square root of x plus O of square root of x. Okay, so combine these. Okay, then you can get your results. So it's x log x plus 2c minus 1 x plus O over square root of x. Okay. Right. So x log x2 and these x terms. Okay, so this is the arithmetic, the average case for this d of n. Okay, so let's do. Oh, by the way, so this is not the best that that we can do. I think these terms up to now is basically. I think there's some people that you can prove by this. Right. So this is I think up to now that this is the best bound that people can get. So basically, so it's very interesting to find the actual optimal bound for this. Okay, so this O of theta x theta is still not quite determined. The only thing people do know is that this is greater than or equal to 1 over 4. Okay, so this is still unknown. So which tells you that the estimation of the arithmetic function in general will be very difficult. Okay, so let's talk about the divisor function. Divisor function is also interesting. Okay, so it's also amazing that the pi show up in this kind of context. Okay, so let's do this for sigma 1n, which is just the divisor. So the sum of divisor, right? So this guy is just basically summation d over n. D divides n with d. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. Let's write maybe let's write as q. Okay, so it's q. Okay, so once you write as q, right? So this is just the same thing, right? So every time you want to sum over these kind of things, like you can separate into y's, just say that d that's equal to x and the q that's equal to x divided by d. I think it's this first step that oh, sorry, if you want, sorry, I'm still you need to sum over d divides n, right? So each time you see this summation n that's equal to x, summation d divides n, then you can separate this in terms of d that's equal to x and the q that's equal to x divided by d. Okay, so this is the standard trick. Okay, so you get q, and so this term you can do the integration, right? So because this is sum over q up to x divided by d, so it'll be half of x divided by d squared and plus the first term, which is linear. Okay, and also d less or equal to x, right? So right, so you take out all the x, right? You get x squared divided by 2, d less or equal to x, 1 over d squared plus O x summation d less or equal to x, 1 over d. Okay, and the least terms is sum over, right? So we know that 1 over n squared and from 1 to infinity is a pi squared divided by 6. Okay, so least terms contains the least terms. and the rest, right? So the rest will be like the rest will be the sum over d greater than x 1 over d squared plus O of x summation 1 over d less or equal to x. Okay. So these terms, the first terms, right? So basically, right. So these terms can be exchanged, can be do using an integration, right? So summation d greater than x over d squared can be approximated by 1 over x squared dx. Sorry, maybe I use t squared. 1 over t squared dt, where d greater than x. So let me see. Right, so approximate as integral, so x to the infinity. Okay. So this will 1 minus 1 divided by 1 over x. And the arrow term is this 1 over x squared. Okay, so we put in. So finally, you get the summation of sigma 1n. Okay, summation of sigma 1n and less or equal to x will be this half pi squared divided by x squared. So this is the first terms, and the least term is replaced by these terms, right? So count these are x squared here, so you get x constant and the x. This is log x, right? So final result will be O of x log x. Okay, so yeah, this is the results. Okay, so now let's go to the final one. So final one do the almost the same thing, which is if you want to bound this let's use alpha. So if you want to bound this function where this guy less or equal to x, you want to control this these terms, right? So you just exactly do the same thing. Is d less or equal to x, q less or equal to x divided by d, or q to the alpha. Okay, so then you do the same thing, right? So for these terms, you just replace it by integral, which is 1 over alpha and x divided by d, where alpha plus 1, and O of this x alpha, d alpha. Okay, and you just sum over these. Okay, so finally you can do exactly the same thing, right? So these terms pull out, and this 1 over d alpha plus 1 will give you need to do the same thing, right? So finally you get this zeta function alpha plus 1, x alpha plus 1. It's all of x beta. Okay, so this beta is basically max 1 alpha. So this is tedious calculation, but exactly what I'm just saying before. Okay, so this is just the common bound for this. Okay, and yeah, you can also try to bound the inverse. So you can, and in this case, I usually assume that alpha is greater than 1, right? But if you assume that alpha is less than 0, then you can also bound the same thing. So let me just write down results, right? So you can check. You can check that if you do sigma minus b n, where n less or equal to x, then you get the zeta b beta p plus this. Well, this delta is basically max 0, 1 minus beta, and right, beta not the same as 1. This is the results, and also zeta 2 of x plus O of log x if beta equals to 1. Okay, this is exactly using the same trick. Basically, you just write this, and however, you just write this, right? So basically, the every step, I mean, everything trivial. I mean, once you know this. Okay, so next time, I will say about the arithmetic, the average function of the Euler, the Euler phi function. Okay, so see you guys in next videos.